Material Components, Season 2, Episode 91, A Night on the Town. Greetings and welcome to Material Components, the actual play RPG show brought to you by the Punch Up Entertainment Network that takes place in a galaxy of magic. Fuck. It's been 2 weeks. I'm gonna start over.
It was a valiant effort.
Yeah.
We all heard it and it was like, it's fine. He's gonna bring it together with just like good energy, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Greetings and welcome to Material Components, the actual play RPG show all about a galaxy of magic and the adventurers who live there, brought to you by the Punch Up Entertainment Network. I am your humble Dragon Master, Mike Gargoni, and joining me, as always, are my stalwart adventurers. Hey, adventurers. Thanks for being here.
Heck yeah.
You're welcome.
Hello. Ciao.
Hey, everybody. I am Olivia, and I'll be playing Florian of Aklar.
I'm Elliot, and I am playing Shay, the Elven Wizard.
I am Michael, and I'm playing Oswald Octavian Theophilus III.
And I'm Reed, and I'll be playing Amari.
Indeed. And of course, before I begin today's episode, I have to ask the same question I ask every time, and that is, Olivia, do you remember what happened last time?
What didn't happen last time?
Lots of things.
A lot, actually.
A great many
that's-
things.
We had, as we are so often want to have, a chatty episode. Oracle Zero has decided to make their way to Vani'kelian early for the much-awaited Samba Surprise release party / birthday of Oswald's father combo business meeting extravaganza. I don't know. If I keep adding words, will it sound better than it actually is going to be? No. So we have decided to arrive early, kind of incognito, so that the Theophilus family is not aware of our presence, but we're gonna noodle around on this corporate world, which is also the home planet of the Avia, and see what kind of shenanigans we can get into for the month. I'll start with Mira. We decided to let Mira be a little more independent than she has been on a lot of the planets we've been on, because we've been mostly on the run, and we've figured if we're gonna be here for a while, she should be able to stretch her little legs and go run free on the wings of, I don't know, the internet, I guess.
Sure.
Probably no consequences to be had there. Not a problem. It's great. We did ask her to be very careful, and told her, we literally did the cheesy line, the don't do anything I wouldn't do. Okay, go for it. Failing to recognize that all of us are a mess.
I was just about to say, it was what would any of us do, right? Don't do anything we wouldn't do. And that's a huge range of terrible decisions.
Just all bad decisions.
I do feel like it was given to Mara under the guise of just hey, think about it. You're allowed to make choices.
We're still working on metaphors with her.
I think she's a super complex AI. She can figure it out. It's gonna be great. We have to trust her.
I trust her. It's everyone else I don't trust.
Honestly, fair.
And then we spent most of the episode, just doing a deep dive into those super ingrained daddy issues that Oswald has. And
it's not an issue, It's not
yeah, see, I am unfortunately the worst person to do this recap because Florian and Olivia just both had like rage blackouts during most of the episode. But we did actually discuss amongst the discussions of like the unhealthy dynamic of Oswald's family, we did also kind of discuss what we as a team could do to support him and like help him achieve his goals here, which is to, advance himself in the family business and also sabotage his family members to
yeah, so far I don't know what y'all are doing, but so far I'm batting 1,000.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
just
hopefully
as a quick reminder, we have not made the roll on the outcome of all that stuff just yet.
Yeah.
It's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
It does.
And yeah, like we, as I said, that took up most of last episode. We decided kind of at the end of the episode that, well, we're here and we don't really have like a good goal. And so as any RPG group worth their salt does, we went to go find a bar.
Yeah.
Classic move there.
Yeah.
As we were kind of sifting our way through the crowd, Shay and Florian both Mike, was it just that there was one like on planet nearby, or was it like we could sense where they were?
Definitely the former, that you couldn't like pick out individual. What you're getting at is that both Florian and Shay sensed an elvish clan in the nearby environs, and while no, you cannot sense like exact positions of individual elf, you can sense the
close.
What is called
Or
the
around.
clan mind. You just kind of get that vibe. And
Yeah.
Shay because of their training, and Florian because it makes him hungry.
Hungry.
Pizza in my tummy. Me so hungry.
You said clown mind? Is that right?
The clown mind.
Clown mind?
Yeah.
Clowns aren't real. That's wild.
Is that, hold on, is that actually what you think I said?
No.
Okay.
It
Just gotta be sure, because sometimes I don't know.
yeah. No.
Well, it
Oh,
is both.
Michael.
It is both. It is
Yeah,
a
they're all
clan
a bunch
mind
of fucking
of
A clan
it's an
of clowns.
ICP.
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
ICP
Oh,
is
God.
infected Vani'kelian.
I do love the idea of an elven clan that one member just heard ICP and then they were like, no, we all like this now. We're all
No, it's led
juggalos
by
now."
it's led by the legendary wizard Kill It Mike.
That is,
Okay.
How much XP do I have to spend
Let's
to
go
make
to
this
that
real?
planet. Fuck all of this. We're going to that planet.
Okay.
insane clan syndrome is actually a big problem among elves out there, and they need to
Yeah.
stamp out
Yeah.
those infections wherever they're found.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it syndrome? But syndrome is spelled with it's PS.
Sure,
Why?
why not?
Yeah,
if
so
we can get
it's-
off
it's-
this,
so it's
yes.
still ISP. Okay.
Psychosis.
Oh
Mm,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. We found it.
Insane clan psychosis.
Yeah.
Bad. Anyway, very serious. Back on track.
Mhm.
Also in the crowd on the way to the bar. Well, he's not really sure about it, but Amari had a potential. Well, in fact, I think actually, Mike, you did say at the end of the episode, Amari is sure. Nazir is gone for good. The
Mhm.
golden main, former
Bad
golden
boy.
main bad boy. Yes,
Former leader of the Children of Eight here.
yes.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But caught a glimpse of someone who looked like him, maybe, or just a. Maybe Amari's been low-key infected with a little bit of that ISP.
I mean, look, there's so many options what it could be. It's twin brother out for revenge, evil clone ghost, like so many options.
Out of character, I know it's not that, but I also want it to be that it's a twin brother out for revenge, like telenovela style.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
This one has an eye patch.
Ay, Dios mío.
Amarica la Crasa, you killed my brother. Prepare to die. But yes, the crew of the Tiresian is now out and about in the capital city of Vani'kel, a city called Reeth, trying to soak up some nightlife. You four plus your Cogrish companion are out and about, moving through one of the most crowded, overstuffed cities I think any of you have ever been in. This place is a veritable hive of civilization compounding on itself in terms of crass marketing as well as just physical bodies. The smell here is a rampant combination of body odor and like polysteel construction gone to rot and strange like the slightly burning tingy smell you get when a neon sign's been on for too long, too consistently. On top of that, you've got just like the garbage smells and like all of it coming together into just the dense stench you get in any kind of super urban environment. Trying to pinpoint an individual smell and where it's coming from is a fool's errand, and you might regret what you find at the end of that little stink line floating through the air.
Growl.
Down an alley, you see a hobgoblin turn, its eyes caught in the high beams, ruffling through garbage, finding popcorn.
Twitch, you're like, holy shit, a hobgoblin. They've been extinct for a very long time.
And are now possums, basically.
It's a guy in a costume. It's like a local cryptid thing. It's not real.
Yeah. Okay.
They call him Bob the Hob.
Yeah.
Most people think it's in very poor taste.
Yeah, it's not great.
Man's gotta eat.
Vani'kel is a little much, just top to bottom, as I've been describing. Its strangely organic architecture is mildly upsetting to those who aren't used to it, and then it is compounded by the fact that so much galactic civilization has piled on top of it that it resembles a large construction site littered with decaying corpses. You've got these like pillars of civilization from other quarters of the galaxy built up around Vani'kelian architecture in ways that it looks, like I said, like kind of large organic things pierced by these more straight vertical spires built by other cultures. From a great height, you might confuse it with the pores of skin, but now you're on top of the skin and moving through the creases and the hairs, and in this hive. You are currently in a quarter of the city that is more replete with individuals who exist on the borders of Imperial space. So you've got a lot of freeholds, Midrians, you've got Rini from Noku, you've got gnomish individuals here and there, though they're much rarer than most. You even see the occasional cog here and there. It seems the strictures that kind of impede their movement across the galaxy are not as heavily enforced here on Vani'kel. Much rarer would be peoples of the former Dominion in this section of the city. So Florian sort of stands out as probably the only Taro you see around this part of the city. And while I would say Leons are probably a little bit rarer, they're more uncommon than they are standoutish. And you're of a height that you don't literally tower above most of the crowd here, though, Amari. So you stand out less than Florian does.
I like that. That feels nice, actually.
Probably helps that you don't have like big old fuck off horns.
That certainly makes you stick out, quite literally. Florian, has Florian ever been to a city like this before?
Probably not.
Okay.
If the way you're describing it sounds like it's not like anything we've encountered so far, and I think that's been kind of more standard fare for Florian, so this is probably...
You've been on the edges of big cities, and you've been in, like, metropolises, especially on Asclipsis, I think is maybe the closest you've ever been to something like this. But even that was more well-regimented and, like, buttoned up than this just panoply of just mishmash of city. You gotta think, like, some of, like... Oh, what would be the best touchstone here? I mean, cyberpunk dystopian, like, megacity is definitely what the vibe is here. With a little bit of H.R. Geiger thrown on for flavor. But, like, really busy South Asian cities that are just, like, port towns that have, like, bits of culture from all over and people rushing about and moving about their own business and just, like, the smells and the sights and all of it's coming at you all at once.
Question, Mike. How comparable was Minos to something like this? Was Minos something more organized, more like refined?
Minos specifically would be, yes, way more refined and way more, especially the parts of Minos you would have probably like been to. There were most likely quarters of Minos that were a little bit dingier, a little bit more run down. Okay. But for the most part, as that it was the heart of the Dominion, it was the imperial capital of Minos, and the Taro civilization sprang forth from this world, and it was also a holy site, so a lot of like religious observances would have happened all over the place. And if this place has any religion, it's capitalism.
Yeah, worship the almighty dollar bill.
And people are worshipping therein at every corner you find. There are people hawking their wares, just in street vendors out in this place. You're in the upper levels of this city, nowhere near the ground at the moment. And you are walking along catwalks and crossing sky bridges between buildings, and there are like open air markets in certain areas. There are street vendors selling food and services. What is illegal to sell on Vani'kel changes depending on what quarter of the city you're in.
Interesting.
Hell yeah.
Because this is a place more dominated towards imperial and outer imperial culture, it seems to trend towards their collective cultural mores in terms of like what's being sold visibly. You don't see any hard drugs or chattel slaves being sold on the street, to name two things that might be obvious in other quarters.
They got soft drugs?
There are definitely people who are selling bottles of pills and other pharmaceuticals here and there that you can see.
Okay, we're stopping at a dispensary before we go to a bar. That's all I'm saying.
Sure. Just curious.
All right, yeah.
Florian, I would like you to make me a roll in your attempts to resist being overwhelmed by this place.
Okay. Okay.
Or let's not say overwhelmed, but like, here's the encounter that I am setting up right now, and this is the start of this encounter. So eventually we will start passing an initiative. This is going to be a social encounter, but the enemy you're fighting is the nightlife of Vani'kel, and if that can sweep you off your feet, there will be ramifications for that, and you might get lost in the tumble for at least a night and like swept away punching. And the night may take you, and what that means we'll get to when we get to it. But like for now, you're having an encounter with the lights, the sounds, the smells, the the sizzle and pop and the riotous motion that is Vani'kelian nightlife.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to use quickly because this feels like sort of like a mad scrabble to like kind of keep control of oneself, especially being like plunged into it. And I'm also going to use my influence die as a, the force of Florian's personality is pretty there. I don't know, present. Am I looking at a challenge rating, or is this just a how high you roll means how successful you are?
What is the highest die size you're using right now?
A D8.
A D8. Then we will say this is a hard roll. So 20 is what you're looking for.
Okay, well then I'm going to add some Aether in there.
Okay.
Just a little bit, just a taste. Woof. Okay.
That good, huh?
Only 1-1, so that's good.
And I'll say this, a failure doesn't necessarily mean you're swept away and like until we get to the point in the danger gauge where you're like taken out of a scene, or if you're removed from the mission. Removal from the mission in this context means you get swept away by the nightlife.
Okay, well, let's pop that danger gauge up because I'm gonna roll a void die.
Okay.
To succeed.
And remember, taking failures will get you XP if you want it. I'm presenting you with an encounter where like failure and gaining XP will probably not lead to your death.
Probably.
I mean, look, it really depends on the context of what happens here. Success. Yeah, no, hey, if you want to roll a void dice, that's fine too.
What is the danger gauge at right now?
If you spend this void die, it will go from 1 to 2. We have started a new mission.
No, all right, let's.
And
then,
is
let's. Oh.
Is our mission going to include the Samba Surprise launch party, or is this month and a half its own mission?
This surviving your first encounter with Vani'kel is the mission right now.
Okay.
Or I should say, establishing yourselves on Vani'kel is the mission here. Because you're going to spend, according to y'all, you're going to spend the next month and a half on this planet. You're going to be here a while, so your establishing yourselves here could change what happens in the time leading up to the Samba surprise party.
Okay.
Good Lord.
So, wow. Narratively, this is like, I like this a lot because with the void die, I just pass.
Got a 20?
Okay. Yeah, which I think means that oh boy, we got a real fish out of water scenario going on right here.
A really modern Millie, I am not.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you're barely hanging on to this idea of A, staying with your friends, and B, like keeping centered when there's so many things that make you stop and go, oh.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of it too, is just like Florian also, like, if we were out in the woods, Florian, on any planet, Florian could like probably figure out a way to like get through things, but like here it's like a struggle, I think, to keep with everyone because he just has no idea how to navigate this type of situation.
Mm-hmm. As you're keeping close to everybody else, you're moving through this. Oswald, you know this world. This was your home. Admittedly, this part of the city is maybe one you're less familiar with because it is not necessarily a bastion of Vorpal Corp power like where your father lives, and B, probably not an area you were raised around.
Nope.
So this is where all those bloody foreigners congregate?
Yes. That corner of the city.
That's a weird tone you're taking.
it's inherited.
Mm-hmm. So as you are moving through this place, what kind of nightlife are you looking to entreat your friends with?
Well, unfortunately, the main touchstone he has is bar hopping. So he is going to go to places that are dirt cheap, but have a fun gimmick. Those are his two requirements for a good time out.
Let's go to medieval times.
Oh, let's go to medieval times.
Suppose I could have brought a list of bars or something, but
yeah. Oh, don't worry, I got that covered.
Okay, excellent.
Mike's had time.
It's true.
The first place y'all are brought to is a chain that Oswald recognizes right off the bat. You can find variants of this establishment across Vani'kelian. They say that there was maybe one originally, but like 7 of them claim to be the original. And it's a drinking establishment called The Loophole. And of course, this one that you find claims to be The Loophole 2.
Oh. Does it have a sticker in the window that says Guy was here?
No, but it does say that the first contract signed between Vorpal Corp and the Empire was penned here.
Ah.
Oh, that's the thing they find cool on this planet?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
It's like where contract negotiations happened.
This is huge. This is huge for Vani'kelian. This is an incredible historical location that also has relatively cheap booze. It's
it also has a sign that says Galaxy's cheapest well drinks.
See that?
I would like to test that theory.
Okay, so entering the Loophole, it is a pretty standard bar. It is not exactly fancy or too dingy. It looks like this is a place that serves drinks to people. There are lots of booths around the outside that look to be private in some way. Those with a canny enough eye would definitely notice there's like a slight crinkle in the air around some of these booths where like privacy screens that you can still see through but probably dampen the sound have been thrown up etherically. The center of the bar comprises of a large round table that has a 3-dimensional hollow projector set up on it, and it seems to be playing a stock ticker. And there is a group of people around the outside of the circle, and occasionally something will happen that most of you can't parse, and there'll be a range of oh and ah. It's like a sports bar for
nerds,
for business bros,
for the worst people imaginable.
Yeah, it's not great. But
Yeah.
The drinks are cheap and the crowd seems excited. Let's see.
All right, shall we get a booth? Or do we want to sit in the center?
Booth sounds great to me, actually.
Okay.
So it is technically it's a Mino Day, so it's like middle of the week right now, just an FYI.
Okay. Great.
This is not the weekend
So it's
crowd.
not as crazy.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Although there are a lot of people who go immediately from work to drink
100%.
every
yes.
day.
Yeah.
That is very common.
So, question. What about the people who work in the bars? When they get done with their shift, do they go to a different bar?
Different bar, yeah.
Or is it really cool to close out your night at the bar that you work at?
Depends on the bar.
I mean, yeah.
Depends on the bar, okay.
Also, Your tone implies that that's not what every bar, restaurant in bar, worker in real life does.
Oh, no judgment here. I just worked in food service for 7 years, and when my time's up, I'm getting out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to go to a different bar.
No.
All right. So, what, Oswald, as you lead people into the loophole, I need you to give me a resist the night roll.
Ooh, okay. This feels like a careful. I'm back on my home planet. Although this is not my, neighborhood necessarily, there's still a lot of stuff that is very it's going back into. It's like when you go back to your hometown and you go back to your old habits, kind of a thing.
Right. And you walk into this place and something about the disinfectant they use on the bar equipment is just that smell hits and suddenly you're just you're back at this place when you were here when you were much younger.
Yeah.
And if it's not the same version of the bar you frequented when you actually lived here, it's this is a place that you remember as a sense memory.
I mean, I've certainly been to a loophole. Maybe not this one, but yeah. Okay, so we're going to go with careful, and then what would work here? Could be anything. Maybe just insight, getting a good scope on the people around us, making sure nobody's trying to get one over on us or something, or just being aware. It could even be perception, just being aware of what's going on around us, I guess.
Sure.
I don't know. Yeah. What am I aiming for?
What is the highest die size you're using?
A D8.
D8. So 20 is the number we're looking for again.
Okay. Do I want to put Aether into?
Up to you.
I'll put one in.
Yeah.
Okay, just one. Okay, not great. 9.
I mean, you could take the failure here, get yourself 2 XP.
I don't think Oswald is in the right place to be super resistant to what's happening. I think he's getting caught up in the moment, so I think he is going to take the failure.
Okay. Taking the failure, I am going to roll a void dice. Let's see if I can increase the danger gauge here. And just for y'all's information, I currently have 5. I've just spent one, so I'm back down to 4 in the void pool here. I have succeeded. Oh, thank you, void dice. So danger gauge has moved up to 3. And the drinks aren't what you remember, Oswald. I don't know how... You don't go off the rails super quickly, but something that becomes immediately obvious to you is that just maybe it's something about the taste, maybe it's something about just the crowd here, just something's off about this place. You don't know what it is. Things taste wrong, not how you remember things. It's not as fun as you remember the loophole being.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Well, we get a booth. We all have our drinks.
What is the rest of y'all's reaction to the loophole? I'll say right now, Vesnus is looking around really? This is what they're going to do?
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah, Shay also
This is the first stop. I mean, there's plenty of other options. This is just what we happen to come across. And the loophole is a staple. And as I said, it is historical. But you're right. It's not.
This is just the warm-up, right? Yeah, we'll
right, yes,
exponentially go up in quality.
And so much better. So much.
Right, yeah.
So a passing Avia, when you say exponential growth, will look at you and go, nice.
Oh my god, this whole planet is nerds.
start yelling, yes, dividends, stocks, and Roth IRA.
Indeed.
Monthly quotient.
Yes.
Somewhere there's a
Fixed
small group
APR.
say fixed APR, and someone's like, "Hey, you got a minute to talk?"
Just imagine there's like
really interested in.
Yeah, I was about to say there's a person walking around in like a trench coat. Instead of like knockoff Rolexes, it's just like, hey, you want to buy a timeshare? Hey.
It's never too early to buy life insurance.
Yeah.
God. Are your loved ones going
place.
to be ready for you? Ready when you kick it?
Do you need war insurance? You never know when there's going to be another house war.
I got bonds. I got bonds for cheap.
I do. Actually, I have some insider trading info where that might be concerned.
Hey, keep it down. Keep it down. Not so loud with the I word.
Yeah, we don't use that kind of language in this bar.
Bartender looks at you, taps the sign, just / insider trading.
No shoes, no shirt, no insider trading. No
If you want to do insider trading, you have to go outside. They have an outside trading section. Yeah.
Yes.
You go to the red light district for that kind of smut.
The jukebox is like skips. I like this place.
The warm-up bar is a warm-up. How many drinks do each of you have?
I mean, if we're not having that much
Yeah,
fun.
one. I'm trying. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time in here.
Okay.
Yeah. Mike, do you remember there was like when on Seawell there was the like projected game that was being played like a big orb or something. Do you remember what that game was called?
Something.
It's called Solarix, and it is
Solarix.
One of the more popular like tactics-based games. It's like space chess.
Esports. Oh.
Yeah. Is there a Solarix-based bar that we could go to?
You nerd. Let's see. You could pretty easily, like, if you bring up your data pad, you could pretty easily navigate towards. You find one pretty quick.
All right. You didn't like the last one. Let's try this one.
Heading out back into the night, Amari, you can't shake that vision you had when you were starting out into the crowd. Seeing Nazir has shook you.
I'm shooketh.
You are shooketh. You keep glancing around the crowds that you're moving through, and it's pretty easy to stay close to Florian. He sticks out of the crowd quite literally, so getting separated is actually a lot more difficult here than it might otherwise be because he sticks out so much.
Perfect.
But as you're moving, I need you to... Boy, this is a rough roll, but I need you to give me a remembering the war roll and resisting those feelings and connotations that confronting Nazir again have kind of boiled back up in you.
PTSD roll.
Good. What do you roll
I was
for
just
PTSD?
gonna say, yeah.
Survival? Great, cool. I have nothing in that. Oh, shit. My influence isn't going to do a whole lot here.
Do you have perception? It could be a hypervigilance roll.
Yeah, my specialization I have for perception is seen a lot of things. So
that sounds perfect.
That sounds yeah.
All right, I got a D8 in that, and God, you know what? I think what better way to do this than the old military way of being forceful? So I will roll. I've got my 2d8s
Trying to
here.
soldier through it, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, just don't think about it, or get mad.
2d8s and what else?
2d8. How big of a roll are we looking at here? I'll throw.
Well, because you've got your tactic, you've got your general talent in perception.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's d6.
So you've got a d6, a d8 in forceful, and a d8 in I've seen things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If d8 is the highest die you're rolling, then 20 is the number we're looking for here.
20. Well, you know me and how good I am at rolling. I'll throw an aether on this as well. So an extra d6.
Okay.
Yeah. Ooh, that's some bad numbers right there. It's only one.
Hey.
But we're looking at a total of 9.
Oh, another 9.
Another 9. You gonna let that stand?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, get yourself 3 XP then.
Woo! Love
Danger
it.
gauges still at 3. But with this failure, I am going to roll another void die. And see if we can't crank the danger gauge back up. Oh, hey, we succeeded. What do you know? Danger gauge is now at 4.
Great. Well, we're so happy for you, Mike. We want you to be an integral part of rolling dice and making us cry. Fuck.
The events that have led you here, Amari Kelrakasa, bear thinking upon. Over the course of your time with the Cole Foundation and then this crew in particular, you've had to confront a lot of your past and your present, quite frankly. The first big piece of that was Nazir. Obviously, that spun out of the direct need of stopping a group of highly dangerous paramilitary individuals from destroying all life in the galaxy via the ill use of God's tech. But then the association with the perhaps still Legion mech pilot, Prontus Macius, who had also interacted extensively with Nazir, brought you back to a place where you were having to live through relationships, both personal and political, that you thought you'd put behind you. Not to mention your wife's seizing of power and entering into the great game thrust you into a position where you had to start worrying about the politics of everything yet again. Seeing Nazir's face on a passerby is worrying for a great many reasons. Not least of which because, as far as Amari Kelrakasa is concerned, he thought he had done a pretty good job of putting all of that stuff behind him. You hear stories about soldiers coming back from war, especially a war like the Shattering, with its apocalyptic scale, left broken, physically, mentally, emotionally. It can be hard to reclaim your life after an experience like that. And an argument could be made that Amari wasn't super successful at that until more recently. And even then, he's here on Vani'kelian, surrounded by the writhing nightlife of this city, and his family is on a moon somewhere in the Eastern Reach. Is this the life of a man who has gotten his life back together? That thought is one that Amari is confronting now, moving through the city. It's just like, what am I doing here? Going out bar hopping, having drinks? Nazir's face might not have been some portent of doom so much as it is just a reminder of what you're trying to leave behind, and the fact that you can never quite let go of certain things at the expense of what's waiting for you back home. That is, until you see his face again. It's a hard, disturbing moment in which you see a passing Leon face, hooded, moving through the crowd opposite you, towards you, but several people over. what do you do?
I know I have a talent that is shoot first. I'm not doing that because while in a situation where I know an enemy would be approaching me, this is not that. At least not knowing what this thing is, if it is Nazir or not. And I think Amari is rattled to the point where making a snap decision would be the last thing he would actually want to do. But he does find like his hand on his side where, his holster is, just out of habit.
Mm-hmm. In a crowded city street, when your hand goes to the butt of your gun, obviously there's like open carry laws here. No one's been stopping you from carrying firearms, but that's not stopping people in a crowd around you from reacting when you put a hand to your sidearm. And there is a brief moment of panic from the people around you when you do that. There's a jostling and motion and shouting as people like scatter a little bit around the four of you. And in the jumble and the tussle, you lose Nazir's line of sight.
Seeing that people are taken aback and scared, and just be like, hey, we'll just continue with like a motion up to like scratch the back of his neck as if that's what he was always meaning to do.
Mm-hmm. It's not like a big crowd like is screaming and yelling, but like the 3 or 4 people who are like right next to you who saw your hand go to your gun on like snap instinct, like kind of went and like moved out of your way suddenly.
Yeah, just a look quickly to them to be like, hey, like unknowing, I apologize, I'm sorry. It's, I just happened to graze it. I just stopped there for a second. Yeah.
Was that apparent to any of us in the group?
I feel like Amari is probably hanging towards the back, following kind of what Florian, who is in turn following Oswald.
Yeah,
right.
If anyone has a D10 or higher in perception or an associated specialization, I'd say they probably noticed.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no.
It makes sense that like Amari would be watching our 6 too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oswald, the second place that you lead the group to is a arcade bar called Rulio's. The outside of this place is neon-drenched advertising holograms showing off different things you can buy, different things to sell, services that you can purchase. The inside of this place is a flashing kaleidoscopic nightmare of video games.
Hell yeah.
The constant sound of it's like 1,000 car alarms going off all at once because of all the different like loud chaotic games happening. It's a Dave & Buster's cranked up to 11.
Oh Christ.
Yeah. I was like, cool, thanks, I hate it.
If this is a Dave & Buster's, it means there are Jell-O shots in syringes. So
yes.
That's
Please.
true.
There are hovering like robots moving through with like what look like IV bags of Jell-O shots. You can just grab a hose and just straight into the gullet.
It's like a gas. It's got a gas handle, and when you can see your bill going up on the side of it.
Anyone want a topper? Does anyone want to be topped off?
Do you want unleaded or regular, or do you want the premium?
But Mike also specifically said it was of Jell-O shots, which means it comes out in a tube.
Well, there's like one tube of Jell-O, one tube of like slushy margarita, one tube of just straight liquor. Yeah, it's a self-service floating bar robot.
What a time to be alive.
Oh yeah, how many of these bars just straight up don't have workers because they're all like AI run?
Very few of them, actually.
Oh really? Oh.
Mm-hmm. because the maintenance costs on things like that are way more than what it would cost to pay an employee.
Oh.
If you consider how little they pay their employees.
Yeah, I got it.
Hey, they should feel rewarded for getting to work for such an establishment. Their work is their pay.
Look at this place.
So Oswald, you came here with the idea of Solarics in your mind, and this place has the center of this place. It's split into 3 concentric rings that like make up the different levels of this establishment, but the center of it that like carves through all 3 levels is this huge hologram of a Solarics game being played by 12 people. And there's like a small line, and like you have to pass like a little roped gate to like get into the Solarics arena, and everyone takes turns playing. But the person who wins each round has the option to stay in if they want.
There was a time where I thought I was going to be a Solarics champion. That was one of my big attempts many years ago, but alas, I never quite got the hang.
Do you like to play? Do you want to play around, or just watch?
I mean, I could certainly try. I mean, it's been a while, but yes, that sounds fun.
There's no penalty for not winning, right?
Each of you is issued a card when you enter this place that has like however much you want to put on that card. As we're dealing with like jewels and money as an abstract, let's just say you put like a median amount on there, not going wild or anything. But to play in this particular game of Solarics would cost you about a quarter of what you put on those cards.
And how long
but if you win, you get everyone's pot.
Ooh.
Sick,
Mike,
dude.
I was just
Remind
about to
me?
say
Nice.
exactly that.
Fuck yeah.
When we encountered the Solarics game at the Five Flames, I recall you saying something about like Solarics being a version of something that Shay learned at Wezron Izald, or like it's the game version. It's like a game version of some strategic thing. Did I just completely dream that?
Not necessarily. I think you would have probably played Solarics at Wezron Izald, and that would be like something they would do with young wizards. Like, okay, now you have to play Solarics with no hands, kind of a thing.
I think also what maybe brought it up is when that was mentioned, I think we made a bunch of Ender's Game jokes about it.
That's probably that's
about how you were actually how at
right.
Wezron Izald you were actually probably like committing
working
war
a bunch of
crimes and
fools.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't prove it.
To describe Solarics yet again, it is a game played on a series of increasingly small spheres, and each sphere is broken up into a hex grid, and each player basically claims different sections of the hex grid with their associated color, and once you have a certain amount of hexes taken up, you can move into the interior sphere, and the goal is to get to the center. And each move you have as a player consists of either claiming hexes or fortifying hexes you already have.
Basically the Cones of Dunshire. Gotcha.
Basically the Cones of Dunshire, yes.
It's all about the cones.
It's all about the cones.
It's about Yeah, I'll play a round of Solarics.
Shay, maybe you should. Solarics brings out a very particular element in the Theophilus family. I cannot guarantee it wouldn't come out, so maybe you should handle.
What I want to. I mean, it's like a 12-person game. I thought we maybe.
Is it a 12? Is it a 12?
Me and Florian
Yeah.
I could play it.
It depends on the size of the Solarics game. It can change the number of players. This particular version is so large that it can incorporate 12 players.
All right, well, yes. Okay, yeah, let's do it. With your help, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, this is what would be called
I
a
help. I'm gonna wipe the
7-sphere
floor
game.
with all of you.
We'll see about that.
So
Hey,
Oswald and Shay are getting in on this game? Okay.
Yeah.
This
Mari,
place.
you're all about tactics and stuff.
I
You getting in on this?
No, I'm good.
Yeah,
I think Amari's a little like he's here, but he's not here for a little bit.
Easy enough to enter the game at the same time if you get into line with each other. While Shay and Oswald are doing that, what are Florian and Amari doing in this barcade? Vesnes is definitely like wide-eyed looking around like she's never seen a video game before.
I mean,
yeah.
do you want to play something that's not really my thing?
What do you mean by play?
Oh, these are all games.
Right. Yeah. Have you ever played like a board game?
No.
Before, or like cards or anything?
I am aware of the concept.
Right. So these are like a virtualized iteration of those. Some of them are very complex.
I understand what a game is. I have just never played any of them before, Amari.
Right. I'm prepping you for the huge variety that are video games.
I'm picking up on that.
Yeah. Go have fun.
Let her play one where she can blow stuff up.
Oh my god. Amari and Vesnes play like fucking Time Crisis.
Yeah.
She would be baller at Dig Dug.
I was gonna say that or Bomberman.
That too.
Yeah.
Amari, are you going to be Vesnes Rosek's games guru?
Yeah, sure. I've seen people play it in like barracks and stuff like that. I never played myself. I'm probably terrible at it.
Big dad energy. Okay.
Is Solarix the only game with stakes in this place?
No, absolutely not. Everything has stakes. Basically,
okay.
A lot of them, like the more arcadey games are definitely like credit munchers that are just trying to get your money and like you get to the end screen and you win, hooray. A lot of them are like, if you get to the end screen, you either get your money back or maybe double it. Solarix is definitely the one with the highest payout.
Yeah. Okay.
But like there's a ticketing system for a prize wall.
Okay. Florian will probably get like lost in the not the slot machines, but like the games with stakes.
Okay.
That aren't weird 12-person 3D chess.
Okay. Shay.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time you played Solarix?
Probably at Wezron Isolde, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
When they left, they're definitely in the real, quote unquote, real world. Their move was more hustling people at Space Pool. So it's been a minute since they've actually played Solarix.
Okay. While you two are waiting in line, there's definitely like one of those drink droids that comes over and attempts to sell you drinks. I don't know if do you all drink here? This is definitely a place that like encourages you to like have a glass in your hand. All the game cabinets have little cup holders built into the side.
Yeah. I'll have one of those little margarita slushies. I'll sip on it.
Okay.
I mean, I shouldn't. I shouldn't. Right? Right, Shay, I shouldn't. Right?
Yeah, you should not.
Okay.
And honestly, if it would help if I also wasn't drinking, I can totally do that. But I don't have to drink either.
Whatever helps, what helps you, accommodate the inevitable loss that you suffer.
Oh, is that how we're playing it now?
It's not.
Maybe
really
I should get a
playing.
drink and then I should beat you into the ground while I'm plastered. See how you like it.
Well, there's one way to find out.
Mari, Florian, you drink in here?
Yeah, I'll take something simple.
Okay.
Space
Iced
beer.
tea.
Okay.
A drink called something simple.
Yeah,
It's
actually incredibly complicated. There's many different types of liquor in it.
Mari says iced tea. I'm assuming not of the Long Island variety.
Yeah, not of actual tea.
Okay.
Do I get a weird look for getting a non-alcoholic beverage?
No, absolutely not.
Oh,
There are children in this place.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's
So
the
you're like
evening,
a
so
child,
like
Amari.
Yeah, I want a big fucking. I want a crazy fun straw in this sumbitch. Thank you.
easy done.
Thank you.
Costs extra.
It's fine.
Shay and Oswald, you wait in line for probably like 45 minutes before it's your turn to get into this thing.
Oh, God.
It's clearly the most popular thing here, and this is like the attraction of this particular establishment. Rulio's is known for its like larger than life Solarix game that is at the center of this place. And there are people who are like hanging around the exterior. You got to think of like a Disney ride in terms of like there's like a little like roped off section where the line is, and then there's like a barricade around the outside of the actual thing that people can like lean on and just watch the exterior from outside. And there are people doing that on literally 3 different levels of this place in like ringed balconies. People like on the 3rd level leaning over the balcony just watching the Solarix game happen beneath them. By the time you're all getting in there, Shay, you've at least finished your first drink. I don't know if you move on to keep... Nothing is stopping you from having an extra drink in hand while you're playing this game.
Nah, I'll probably stick with this one for now.
Okay. As you're like sat down on these like hard plastic chairs that are clearly like not meant for comfort, they're meant for people to just sit in, and there's like... It's still warm from the last person sitting in it.
Easy to clean.
Yeah. You can enter your 3-letter initials as your player name. What do you put in?
Only 3?
Classic arcade rules.
Yes. I've got that.
FPX.
Okay.
Ooh, very good. I enter I.
Nice.
The champion from the last round is still sitting at the game here. It is a large earth Akasi individual that looks like they're made of like crackly like pavement almost. Like a person made of like gray, grainy cement with like rough cracks in their face where like the points of articulation are near the corners of their mouth and their eyes. And like there's like cracks in the pavement near their forehead. And he kind of like eyes you with these big emerald faceted eyes. And you can see that his initials are ASS.
Nice. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yes, all right.
Shay, I would like you to roll me a beat some ass at Solarix roll.
Okay. So I'm gonna be using cleverly. Because that feels appropriate.
Feels right. Feels good.
Now, for my talent, I have a couple of thoughts. One, the obvious choice being knowledge, knowing how to play a game and being good at it. But I'm wondering if I can maybe use my hacker talent not to actually hack the game, but to use what is the word I'm looking for? Like the being on your toes,
so
you're
using
hacker state of mind.
You're using advanced tech as your general talent.
Yes.
And you want to use specifically your specialization is hacker voice I'm in.
Yeah.
I don't... Normally I'm pretty loosey-goosey on this, but I don't know if that... Unless you're explicitly trying to cheat here, I don't know if that really fits in to what you're talking me at.
Yeah, I was thinking like the like strategic aspect of that, of overcoming obstacles and changing strategies based
like
on
in real
different
time.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say yes, but I'm going to increase the difficulty of this roll.
Totally fair.
Because that's a little... I can see the angle you're working here, and I appreciate it, but I don't think the skills are totally transferable.
Yeah. Like me thinking that I'm good at laser tag because I'm good at archery in Breath of the Wild. It doesn't really match up.
There is
It
some,
doesn't?
like...
No, unfortunately.
Fuck! Yeah. So what is the highest die you're using here?
D10.
Okay. Then the roll would be 25, but now the difficulty here is 30.
Okay.
It seems as though the ass sitting across from you has brought his A game.
Mm-hmm. His ASS
A whole game.
Precisely.
Yeah. So I'm going to throw a couple Aether on this. So we've got 3d6 and 2d10.
Okay. Now, Oswald.
Yes.
While Shay's adding that up. When you said that Solarix brings out something ugly in you, what did you mean by that?
So I am envisioning the Oswald's younger competing with each other and having that there's a lot of shit talking, there's a lot of like temper tantrums, there's a lot of imagine, like, I don't know, for a lot of people, like for me, Mario Kart brings out the worst in me. I literally stormed out of a room after playing a game of Mario Kart.
I am exquisitely aware of some of this.
When was this?
Oh God, it was.
Look, Lisman and I lived together for quite some time, and like I am very aware of some of his Mario Kart tendencies.
I just want you to know, Lisman, I talk you up a big game, okay? As like, I've never seen anybody like it.
I mean, you know,
it's crazy.
The problem is you spend the time to learn the tracks and learn the shortcuts, and then you get hit with 2 blue shells and get last place. Is all I'm saying. But yeah,
God wanted you to lose.
Kind of stuff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that kind of stuff. It's just like it just there's a feeling that comes out. It's just like a burning, like just agitation. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. With that in mind,
yes.
What did Shay roll?
Well, it's a 30 exactly.
Oh, okay.
Very nice.
30 exactly. As you're playing this game, and it takes another hour to even like play this game.
Yeah.
This is a complex game.
Quick cue. Do they, with this like central game, do they like announce or have like screens throughout the rest of the establishment that like oh, this is the big game?
To the first point, yes, absolutely. They announce every time the new game starts up. They don't like do a running commentary or anything, but to your second point, you can see this game happening from anywhere in this establishment.
Oh, okay.
So like all you have to do is like turn your head and you can see it over a balcony behind you or anything.
I only ask because I imagine, I don't know about Amari, but like Florian at some point will probably if it takes this long, will wander over to watch the rest of this game. But anyway.
Yeah, I gotta see what sort of like turns out Oswald is straight up a Solarix like savant, but he's just like, no, I wasn't good at it. I lost my first game or something.
Or he's like fucking
What is Oswald's clever dice?
It's a 12. D12.
Oswald's amazing at this game.
Yeah. I'm imagining he's like the tennis star who's always fucking breaking his rackets.
Oh yeah.
Totally blanking right now.
Is McEnroeing just straight up?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like-
he's
like
definitely
that's-
broken a few
like
Solaris
that's-
machines.
That's
Fine.
why he couldn't like break out, is because he just would like
Didn't have the
throw-
temperament for it.
Yeah, he just like
Yeah.
couldn't keep his shit together. Even though he was really good. Aw.
So, I am going to put this to you, Shay. With exactly a 30, you can win. And you
Yeah.
will win. If you roll a crit, you can let Oswald win.
Ooh.
I present you the temptation of friendship.
But will he know that you let him win, and therefore it's a hollow
No,
victory?
with the crit, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the 30, you could let him win, but he would know.
Yeah, and here's the thing.
And it becomes very clear that that wouldn't fly as you're playing this game with him.
The things that you are hearing him say, you've never heard him say to or about anybody. And it's not just you; it's also ass over there. It's bad. This is clearly not a.
Oswald, roll me a d12 real quick.
Is Oswald going
course.
into a gamer rage right now?
10.
A child definitely leaves this game crying.
God. Oh God.
Good riddance. Oh, go cry about it. Literally.
They were
Fucking
just
amateurs,
playing.
am I right? Ruining the rest of the game for us. Let's hope the next one is better than that 8-year-old. Oh, God. You know, I've
8
often
years old,
said...
can't even win his Solarics. Unbelievable. Maybe I like the sight of Oswald.
I feel blessed that we.
Oh boy.
Hey, you over there. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Oh, nothing. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah. He's riding high right now, and I really want to see that through. So I will roll a void die.
Okay. Void die has been rolled. Danger gauge has gone up. We are now in the medium danger threshold.
I am going to roll another one.
Void
I
die has
love that
been added to the
we've
pool.
gotten to the medium threshold for the danger gauge by going to 2 bars.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's more, too.
42.
42.
Woo!
Okay.
Finally got there.
Take Oswald out.
Take him out. I win extra hard, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You could do that.
You could definitely do that.
Nah. I
Okay.
I want to be second though. I still want to beat ass.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
It's an incredibly close game when it gets down to just the three of you, to the point where you are constantly wrestling over the second to last sphere and the ability to dig down into the last sphere. Oswald, you specifically would know the 3-player nature of this final step of the game actually makes it much more challenging as opposed to if it was just one-on-one. You have the moves in your head of just like, if it was just me against Shay or this ass over here, I'd be able to finish this in like 3 moves. But because I have to contend with another player.
That. If they do this, then I do that. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Oh, I had an idea. So I think it gets to a point where I could either, or it's some mutually assured destruction thing, and I just absolutely go for it and take ass and myself out.
So, what Shay does is something called the Putnam Gamble. And you've seen this in textbooks before, Oswald. And you know that there's only like a 50-50 shot of this actually succeeding, but you also know the perfect counter to make sure that they both lose.
Nice.
Go on.
Shay, you didn't know any of this. You just saw some.
No, I'm just having a great time.
Uh-huh.
I'm vibing 100%.
all you know is like this move to you seems like the thing that will knock both you and this ass out of the game.
Yeah.
And Oswald, you seize on that opportunity. You seize it by the throat.
Yes. I don't hesitate. Never hesitate.
And when the game finally finishes, there's like a resounding flash of lights, and like the initials that you put up, the big 3 numeral flash on the center sphere, and then like all of the spheres slowly like burst until it's just your initials floating in the hologram at the center of this place.
And he's not even enjoying it. He's standing on top of the console, shouting at ass, being like, "Yes, that's right! Eat my feathery dick, you piece of shit!"
Suck my cloaca.
And he like raises his hands and goes, "Hey man, it was a good game. Don't need to be harsh."
I barely even tried. Yeah, come back again next week. Yeah, we'll see if it... Well, can you believe these They'll just let anybody play these games.
Let fucking anybody play these games.
I
What the
barely even tried.
I'm just saying, I've had family games be way worse than that. We had one that lasted literal, like at least 13 hours. It was
Dragon's sake.
brutal. It was brutal.
That's how we lost number 7.
Dehydration.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Don't come prepared, then
Constitution.
hell, it's on you.
Right. If you don't have, some sort of colostomy bag and
I was
some sort of feeding tube, you can't compete with the rest of the Theophilus family.
If you're not prepared, you can't be here. You deserve to die. Jesus. Oh my god.
Excuse me, Barton. Can we have that out of shame? Is that possible? Can we have them removed permanently?
Some
Is
of the
Oswald making a scene? Is Oswald making a scene the reason that we leave this bar?
yeah, I think so.
Hey, Oswald. Weren't you saying there's another bar or something like that?
What? Hey, shh! Amari, shut up! Shut the fuck up! I don't care what you're saying. I am victorious.
Just start walking and grab him by the leg.
But Oswald, isn't this bar like full of losers? Do you really want to be here any longer? I'm gonna say very quietly to
Florian,
only Oswald.
You know what, Florian? You're right. This bar is full of a bunch of prissy, stuck-up trash. That's right, trash. They can't even decide on what they want to be, and they are trash.
Florian,
I spit on you.
You've definitely said this in like a slow, measured tone of voice, with the full knowledge that just behind Oswald there is a large security individual waiting to see if you can talk your friend out of this, or if he has to step in.
Oh, what are you gonna do, huh? You gonna throw me out? I'm the champion! That's me!
It's weird. I wonder who went and got the security guard. It was Amari.
As you leave
Oswald's
Rulio's,
easy to drag out, yeah.
as like several of the larger staff members are like doing that thing where they're not actively shoving you out, but they're like following you just close enough to make sure you can't turn around and go back into where you've come from.
I get it. You're scared. It makes perfect sense when you see such majesty performed in front of you.
Shay is trying and failing to not like have a giggle fit the whole time that we are being escorted out.
Yeah. Oh God.
How's Vesnas doing?
Vesnas has spent every single cent that was put on her like card, and started spending yours pretty quickly. And so like, she enjoyed her time. Definitely had a couple more drinks than you did.
That's fine.
Florian, you managed to get Oswald out of here, and the five of you go back out into the Vani'kelian night.
We're heroes who have saved the galaxy.
Okay.
Wow, that was
I'm
something.
so sorry about that. That is.
And you were kidding about the worst, bringing out the worst in you. I kind of thought you were exaggerating.
No, it's not pretty. I was, yeah, right. So shall we move on to the next?
Did you guys have fun at least? It was a good game.
It was great. Yes. Oh. Love it. To the next bar, shall we?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Okay, great. Yes. Oh man, Shay, I thought you had me. But I just. That was so good. So good.
It was. Listen. I don't know. I mean, well, actually, I do, but I do know why you didn't stick with it. Clearly, it's a bit of a rough time for everyone else. But you're really, really good at this game. Like, you're really good at strategic stuff. I think you're way too hard on yourself.
Well, thank you for that, Shay. I've never been able to best some of my siblings, and I dare not talk about Septimus's underhanded and brutal techniques within the Solarics community. But thank you, I do appreciate that. Well, what are we feeling next? We've been to the loophole and Solarics establishment. Maybe something a bit more. Is anyone hungry?
We should probably eat something.
Right? Yes. I know a place that has puts on really great dinner theater. What do you think? I'll take your silence as a sounding yes.
I think Shay has a brief flashback to the it wasn't called anything, right? It was just a spooky comedy club full of nobody.
Yeah, right. You don't remember a name of that place.
Yeah. But there's a brief flinch and then let's do it.
Okay. You head towards a place that promises dinner and a show?
Yes.
All right. You find your way to Club Mirth. And Shay, you can't help but be reminded of that strange comedy club that you found yourself in the metanet. Because, first things first, the door is strangely similar. It is down an alley slightly. There's signage for this place, but it is not on like a street front. It is pointing you towards this alley where this side door is located. The door itself isn't locked or anything. You see a bouncer out front. There is a small group of people hanging around outside the door. It doesn't look like there's a line to get in or anything, but it is definitely like there's some people just taking a break outside, getting some fresh air. You definitely see the sort of thing you always see at a place that has an open mic, and that is somebody with a notebook out front, like furiously scratching out bits that didn't work.
It's just like a date. It's all like they're getting their chat GPT jokes. Like it's like a data pad. Like
everyone thinks they can be a comedian.
The bouncer looks around conspiratorially as you approach and like leans back and does a complex knocking rhythm on the door, winks at the four of you, and as the door opens up inside, you can see that it enters into a large lounge/restaurant, and it seems like the whole rigmarole at the door and the alley is all like part of the gag in this place. The place seems mostly staffed by Midrians, which stands out a little bit in a Vani'kelian way. But as you're making your way into this place, you see that it is set up kind of like an auditorium or an amphitheater. There are rows of tables and chairs set up in like kind of stepped platforms that lead down towards a central area that appears to be like the stage where some kind of performance is going on. Right now it is a band playing. There is like low sonorous tones. Some of the instruments that are played here, I don't think some of you would recognize. They appear to be somewhat organic in nature. There is definitely like something made out of the hollowed out carapace of a large insect. There is like some kind of stringed instrument where the strings are like strangely leathery in quality. And all of the band players are Avia. Seems to be some kind of traditional band, but it's like producing, I think electro jazz would be the closest thing I could describe it as.
Nice.
It's not jazz by any chance.
No, this is not Figure and Dan and the Modal Nodes. They exist in a different universe. You are quickly seated in this place. The front of house staff shows you a way to a 5-person table, and you are given menus, and yeah, this place seems pretty damn chill.
Sick.
Neat.
Who among you is drinking here? Florian?
I probably shouldn't, right? Right. I shouldn't. Probably not. Probably not, right? Right? No? No, I should. I should.
No. How about
no, okay, you're right. You're right.
Round of sodas. Non-Four Loko ones.
I think 12 Loko is a soda. I think, I don't think it...
12.
Legally, it can't be called a soda.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
There was a whole legal
They tried.
battle that
Yeah, they tried to make a soda, but it's too caustic.
Mm-hmm.
It ate the employees.
It's already so caustic that the inclusion.
On most tax forms, it's listed as a industrial strength scouring agent.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you add corn syrup to it, it actually becomes quite dangerous.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like just Florian is imbibing in this place?
Well, we can get food at the very least.
I mean, yeah, if nobody else is, Florian won't either. We'll just food
Vesnas definitely will.
Amari will get a beer.
Well then, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just like
Another space
something
beer for
light.
Okay. Vesnas definitely looks like she's getting a little tipsy.
Yeah, we're gonna get we need her at least to eat.
This place has like a low key, just like dinner and a show vibe. It's not rowdy by any means, but it's definitely like people laughing and talking and having dinner, and like it's a restaurant. So there's like plenty of like noise of clattering silverware and plates and food getting served. The fare in this place is Western Reach, like standard. Nothing too exciting or exotic, I guess. You know that Vani'kel sort of has a reputation. Avia fare tends to be a little on the lively side sometimes, but that is not the sort of food this place is serving. Everything here is cooked.
The dinner you have to fight to eat.
Look,
and there are places where you can do that.
Sushi is a contact sport on Vani'kel.
Did you wear your sushi mask?
The hibachi places here are on something else.
Mm-hmm. Bring your harpoon. You're good eating harpoon.
Yeah.
When you're partially through your appetizers, what do you get for apps? What are your appies?
Do I get a weird look if I request something still alive?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, great. Then I'm going to get whatever delicacy they have that is,
They say the wreathworms are fresh.
Excellent.
Okay. Plate of wreathworms. For the table?
Wreathworms?
You know,
Wreathworms?
you only live once.
Let's be bad. Let's get wreathworms.
Let's be bad. Yes, exactly.
Oswald, I mean, if I could like pick one off of your plate and try it.
Yes, of course. Yes. You're all.
But I'll
welcome to
also
have
get like pub pretzels, like soft pretzels with the cheese sauce.
Do they have anything like a tartare or something?
Yeah, 100%.
Perfect. Something raw and meaty.
Mm-hmm.
Not alive, though.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, the wreathworms are also that.
No.
Something a little bloody.
They don't have to hug it and kick it with my feet and try to break its neck. And a worm, it doesn't have a neck, so it's not gonna work.
Oh, but that'd be so cute. Just like
right, but I'm also a large grown adult man doing it.
About halfway through your appetizers, the wreathworms are incredibly fresh. They're very good. This is something that reminds you of home, Oswald. This is like a standard appetizer in a lot of Avia restaurants. Are these like long, pale worms that they're not like writhing in the bowl or anything, but it's definitely like this is a kind of flatworm they find near the coastal waters around this continent that like you can just eat.
Mm-hmm.
What's the flavor profile? They salty? They get that umami?
You're kind of getting.
Or is it like tofu where it sort of matches whatever flavor
What's the seasoning?
Add to it. Yeah.
So how you season wreathworms is by whatever you're feeding the wreathworms.
Oh.
Let's get some Cajun
Excellent.
wreathworms up in here.
Cajun wreathworms.
It's weird because you have to feed Cajun people.
Yeah, it's not
it's not
sustainable.
an actual flavor.
What about
It's
flaming hot
like,
wreathworms?
Yeah.
Those have to be prepared a day in advance.
Do you want the puff or the crunchy?
So yeah, these like standard appetizer wreathworms, they've got like a kind of sea salty taste to them. And there's definitely some like vinegar on the table if you wish to adorn them as well.
Excellent.
I think these things are probably really good. I think Shay picks a couple more off of Oswald's plate.
Slimy yet satisfying.
Slimy and satisfying.
And Oswald, the best way to eat a wreathworm is just to swallow it whole.
Yep.
A feat that, like, if you're not used to it, might be like a little gag-inducing to people who it's like, yeah.
People say that they can feel them moving around in their stomachs, but they can't actually.
It's just like a psychological
Yeah, it's just psychosomatic,
Yeah.
Digestion.
Yeah.
About halfway through your appetizers, the band stops playing their song, not like suddenly or anything, but they're just like, yeah, and that's been us, thank you. And there's like polite applause.
What an avant-garde name. Us.
We've been us.
It's us, but it's got two yeah.
Actually, there's the us, and then there's the guess us, and they're two different bands, and people get them confused all the time.
God.
One of them's Canadian.
But they take off the stage, and like there's some like general talking, but less background music. And then there is a performer who takes the stage, and they are 100% a changeling. And it's very obvious right off the bat that this is a fae person wearing a person suit. The eyes are a dead giveaway. They're not even trying to hide it. But the big thing is that their skin is this like translucent clear, so you can see the musculature moving underneath. They've clearly been modified in some way.
Has anyone just looked at them and told them don't?
Apparently not.
Hey, hey, listen, man, I've been your agent for 3 years now, and don't
You're not making
that.
it easy for me. You know, I like a challenge, but hoof, bud.
Now, when I say I see
what's Slim Goodbody up there doing?
Yeah.
He's doing observational humor about biological bodies and how they're so weird.
Oh my god, the real niche humor over here.
And getting pretty good laughs, honestly. Like a lot of it boils down to like weird body sounds jokes, but like fart jokes are always funny.
It's true.
It's very true.
And like he like goes into like a little bit of, it's not quite prop comedy unless it is, because the body is his prop, and he's like making weird noise using bits of himself that like aren't traditionally making those sounds, and so like comedy is the comparison of two things that shouldn't be connected to each other.
Hey, check it out as I move my innards around.
How funny is that?
Circulatory systems, am I right?
Is this open mic night? Is that what this is?
This is open mic.
Yeah, this is open mic.
But clearly this is just like a warm-up guy, and he says that there's another act that's going to follow him. But yeah, what do you all get for dinner?
Perhaps a large rodent of some sort.
Sure.
Unusual size.
I don't believe they exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if this is like a dinner and a show place, I figure they serve pretty like there's not really like avant-garde stuff going on here, right?
No, not really.
Okay. This is the second time I used avant-garde, and I don't.
But just like, there's no like, this isn't a gastropub. They're not trying to like, and the chef's expression has made this dish into.
It's just like pub food or like staple.
Yeah. And it's clearly like pitching to a Western Reach audience, so like they're not trying to do anything like culturally specific either.
Okay, so something like ahi, like spicy tuna tacos where the tacos are made of wonton shells, like that would be a little too much.
Yeah, that's like a little too Noku flavored. They probably don't have that around here.
What's their nacho game like?
What is their nacho game like?
Yeah.
They have something called the Ultimate Nacho.
Of course they do.
I'll get one.
And
of
it's
those.
just chips and cheese.
I feel some grawl slipping in here, just a little bit.
Just one big chip.
You did say that Amari was not going to be here for a while. It's Grawl.
Yeah.
Grawl has taken his place.
I love the idea of a restaurant serving nachos and it being one big chip.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
It is all the normal nacho stuff on top of one big chip, sandwiched between a second big chip. And what you do is they give you a tiny hammer to break the big chip on the top and dig into it. And that motion breaks the big chip on the bottom.
You said this place wasn't avant-garde, but
yeah,
my guy.
Give me my spicy tuna tacos. You fuck.
Hey, the game's over. The game's over. No more shit talking.
Sure, there's some spicy fish tacos here as well.
Okay, all right. I'll get some regular fish tacos. I won't get crazy sushi adjacent with it.
Mm-hmm.
Although it is Wednesday.
Yeah.
50-cent taco.
Day for fish.
Yeah.
Oof. All right, I'll get them. It's fine. Mom, if you're listening, I'm sorry. She's already asleep. She hasn't made it this far.
It's fine.
Florian gets like whatever the equivalent of getting a burger and fries, whatever that would be.
Okay. It is like a protein patty between two pieces of bread and sandwich fixings. Like the sandwich is one of the oldest pieces of food in the galaxy.
Yeah.
Though scholars argue about the whether or not the burrito or the sandwich is older, but that is for a whole other podcast.
There are some that argue about whether or not a burrito is actually a type of sandwich.
And that is a realm for philosophers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The greatest minds in Dragon's Wake and ponder.
Mm-hmm. You'd have to ask the Arch Proctor next time you see him.
I was going to say, Mr. Zinn is hard at work.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the same people who work on studying the void also do the research into that specific topic,
So
because
they've all lost their
it all converges. Unfortunately,
if you stare too long into the sandwich, eventually you become part of the sandwich.
Yes,
exactly.
That
Sometimes
guac is
the
oddly
sandwich-
green shaped or green colored.
Sometimes the sandwich looks back.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, the food is pretty dang good here. It's nothing like fantastic, but it's absolutely serviceable. And when the server is dropping off your meals, the entertainment at the center of this changeling is wrapping up, and as they leave the stage, they thank you for their time, and clearly he was sort of starting to lose the crowd near the end when he made some more cutting remarks about the frailty of meat, and look, some people
you gotta read the room.
Can't read the room. But he will catch your eye, Shay, as he's finishing his set. And
just as I was about to start feeling better about this place.
You don't know if it's coincidence or if it's on purpose, but he will catch your eye as your food is getting set down. You look back up and your eyes meet his, and he will give you a wink and then turn back to the crowd saying, thank you for your time, and leave the stage. And the wink is odd because you can still see his eye through the eyelid and the strange rectangular.
So I'm really not
pupil.
even sure if it happened or not.
Yeah, it's tough to say.
The motion was there, but really, the head wink.
Was he winking at you? Was he winking at the person behind you or the person just in front of you? Eye lines in these sorts of situations are tough to read.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Doubly so when the person's eyelids are transparent.
Yeah.
Love it.
As you are digging into your meal, it is, like I said, perfectly serviceable. Your first night here in Vani'kel is shaping up to be a good one. Do you plan on staying out and moving on to the next bar after this place?
What do you guys think? Should at least go to one more, right? Maybe two if we're feeling.
We got a whole month of we don't know what yet.
Perhaps we'll find it tonight, huh? Perhaps we'll find what will be taking up our month. Well, I other than working on the presentation that I still have not yet put enough time into, but it's fine.
Why don't we just go to one more bar and, from there, we'll wrap it up, head home, and start planning the rest of this.
All right. Yes. Sounds good. Excellent plan.
What is the vibe of your last bar of the night?
Foam party.
What party? What? I'm sorry. What
Foam.
A foam party?
Foam party.
Like a rave? Like a foam
yeah, but
rave?
Foam rave, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't expecting to go to a rave, but let's do it. There's a warehouse somewhere.
We just we went down in vibe, and then Oswald's like, nope, we're finishing on a high note.
You find a place called Altitude.
Great.
And when you're outside, you can feel the music, even if you can't immediately hear it as you're approaching this place. Just the bass is that heavy.
Nice.
And there's a moment when it drops and oh, did this place lose power or something? And then when it kicks back, car alarms go off.
So you're saying the rent around this place is
incredibly
a little
low.
cheap.
Incredibly shocking.
This place doesn't open during the normal business hours of the surrounding blocks, and buildings to either side of it have had to invest in both sound dampening and earthquake preparedness.
Yeah.
Sonic impact resistant sheeting has been put up to either side of altitude.
I'd like to spend XP to have ear protection.
That's fair. And it's something they would definitely sell on your way inside if you want to buy some simple earplugs.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
And yeah, this place is like a hopping dance party rave club. You can't even hear yourselves talk in this place, and that doesn't seem to be the point of this place. There are definitely VIP rooms off to the side that you can see. The reason it's called altitude is that the dance floor is 0G.
Whoa.
Yes.
There are dance spots elsewhere, but the altitude of this place is where you get from the floor to the ceiling and back and forth, and it's a constant stream of people jumping up and writhing their way up to the ceiling and then jumping back down. There seems to be there's times when people can slowly float in the middle, but those are very rare. Mostly it's people going back and forth from the ceiling to the floor. There seems to be some kind of event horizon near the center that once you pass it, gravity asserts itself back towards the opposite direction. Though at a greatly reduced rate, so nobody's falling very quickly.
I like this place.
Yeah, I'm immediately jumping in there.
Yeah. This is just what I need to get over the weird vibes of the last place.
Are all of the drinks served in NASA style? It's all so
little
that you
flasks.
can be
Couches.
on the dance floor while you're.
Oh.
All of the drinks are served in these little spheres that float, and there's a little string that leads to a ring that you wear so your drink follows you around like a tiny little floating pet on a leash.
I love this place. Florian immediately has jumped in, and then it messages you guys 30 seconds later. I love this place.
It might just be me, but I feel like Florian loves this place.
Interesting. Yeah. Well,
I'm assuming y'all are getting drinks here.
Oh,
yeah, I'm gonna take a shot.
Okay.
2 shots.
2 shots.
God, in
And
the
then-
0G place?
No, at the
shots of
bar.
vodka.
And then
No,
we're
I know,
gonna
but then
go.
but that's what I mean, is you're taking 2 shots and then you're gonna jump into the 0G.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We went to
then I'm
PAX
gonna-
one year and slammed 6 shots and then ran a mile and a half to go to a panel. You're great. Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't say it was a good idea.
Yeah, this is arguably less work than that and is fictional, so you have fun.
Dice bag broke.
I assume Florian is getting a drink here? Or 2?
Yeah, I'll drink a couple. Thanks.
Couple. Okay. Florian, you're starting to feel it. You are thoroughly buzzed in this place. Oswald, Amari, are you drinking in this place?
I probably shouldn't, right, Amari? I probably shouldn't, right? Should not.
What do you think,
Drink.
Oswald? I'm gonna get something small, so
Amari, what I think is not necessarily the correct extent. Because what I think is that I should get... Do you see the 12 locals they have in this establishment? They have so many flavors.
Why don't you get something else?
Like what? Why don't you purchase it for me so I don't have to think about it?
Oswald, you were fairly sure that they had recalled Thirsthorn, and they seem to have it on tap here.
I wonder how long they've had that, because that has been recalled. I am Vorpal Corp disavowed the use of Thirsthorn years ago. There was a big hullabaloo about it.
Too many lawsuits.
There
So
was a
many
lot.
lawsuits.
Unless
Like-
they've changed the formulation, this place is a ticking time bomb.
Literally. No, that was the reason why
Literally.
they got rid of it. It exploded.
It did, yes. But so Amari, I'll let you order something, and so then I don't even have to think about.
Perfect. I'll get you something nice.
Great, yes.
Getting him no duels.
This is your punishment.
Some non-alcoholic, like.
Uh-huh. I want it to taste like it's got alcohol in it, and I just want to see what he does. If he starts acting like he's drunk because he thinks there's alcohol in it. Ooh, the problem's you.
Terrible friend.
Yeah.
And I use the word
Workplace
friend very
associates.
liberally.
All right, so you get
We're
Oswald
family.
to Shirley
We
Temple.
Get away with more shit.
Yeah, let's party.
Okay, you throw yourselves into the dance scene. Vesnus is definitely reticent to dancing. She comes from the Footloose town.
Yeah.
uh,
Because like, what would the point? What's the point of dancing?
all
Wasted energy.
dancing that exists in Cogrish society is more akin to like line dancing than this sort of thing.
It's funny that you say that, because I actually was going to say the style of dance you described is reminiscent of line dancing in that there is like a specific pattern that people are following up and down. So maybe.
Maybe. But there's definitely a lot more chaos going on
chaotic.
here. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't
Whereas-
know. Have you been line dancing recently? It's gonna gets pretty chaotic up there. In there.
She's a lot more used to promenade right, promenade left, pass your partner to the next person sort of thing.
Oh damn. Festus and Florian side quest, go to a country bar.
As you are throwing yourselves into this, I need everybody to make me a how big of a mess you get roll. And based on the number of drinks I've been tallying this whole time, will change your difficulty.
Mm.
So right
Yes.
now, our difficulties as they stand, Shay, the roll you're looking for is a 25.
Fair.
Amari, the roll you're looking for is a 20. Florian, the roll you're looking for is a 30. And Oswald is actually only needs to get a 10.
Oh, pays to be the sober one, I guess. Yeah, I don't even know what I would roll for this. What are we? I guess we can choose what tactic.
Yeah.
I'm only rolling a tactic and an aether.
And that's totally fair.
You know,
It would be hard pressed to say that, like, if any of you have talents that apply to this situation, that'd be pretty wild.
It's weird because I want to roll stuff that is diametrically opposed to this and see what that does. So I think that's what I'm gonna do.
I have my pilot skill more than machine. Like, I feel like that's very applicable.
More than
here.
a dancing
Oh yeah,
machine.
yeah, I am the machine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say no, and I don't rarely do that.
And Shay, cursed jazz hands?
First jazz hands? No, it's more that like it makes more sense to me for Shay to be like shaken enough by the comedy club thing or the dinner and a show thing that they're just like, fuck it. I'm going full mess.
You can choose to just straight up fail this if you want. You don't
That's
have
true.
to roll.
For
You'd be getting 6 XP if you did.
This is true.
Ooh, that is nice.
But I also think that
Oh,
it would Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I like the idea of rolling a bold honey pot, and that's probably gonna fail anyway. And then what are the consequences of that?
Okay.
So
You could roll 2 1s though.
I could roll 3 1s.
Ooh.
Mike, I'm going to pitch you something. Because this dancing
Mm-hmm.
is 0G,
1 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pitch etherophysics.
You gonna throw in your spellcraft for graviturgy as well?
He just stays completely still in the middle the whole time.
He's standing on a floor of something. He's dancing there smack dab in the middle for everybody to see.
Feel free to say no.
I'm just struggling to wrap my head around how your knowledge of the physics behind Aether and its interactions with the material world apply to this situation.
And
And it sounds like you are too.
Yeah. I was just gonna throw it out there.
Yeah. I appreciate the throwing it all against the wall, see what
throw
sticks.
Throw it away. Yeah. Okay.
If you can't at least justify it to me, how can you justify it to yourself?
It's
exactly.
True.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Amari, what are you rolling?
I was thinking perception to kind of just mirror what other people are doing. But then I also have the ability, like a spooky shadow, right? To just be like, I'm going to dance off here by myself, where no one else is.
Is Amari a corner kid?
I mean, maybe. I don't think Amari's done a lot of dancing. Yeah. So, yeah, I think Amari wants to give the appearance that he's out there dancing a little bit, but is still kind of thinking about other things a little bit. He's doing the hitch equivalent of just slide, snap your fingers, just kind of you live right here.
Commander Shepard shuffle. Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna be using my covert ops to kind of just.
And what's your tactic here?
Like a spooky shadow is also on there, and then I'm gonna say, oh god, I would say carefully. It's my lowest that I've got.
Sounds great to me.
Yeah, let's do it. That's a D4.
And Florian, what do you said just a tactic and some Aether die?
Just careful and Aether.
Careful. Okay.
Oh, I'm going bold.
So, just as a reminder, Oswald needs a 10. Shay needs a 25. Amari needs a 20. And Florian needs a 30. How we look?
I'll just let you guys
throw
know.
an Aether on there.
Yeah, I'm pumping some Aether.
Yeah, pumping Aether.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Danger gauge is currently at 6. We are in the orange.
This place operates consistently at a orange level of danger, just by its existence.
You don't get into altitude if you're in the yellow danger gauge.
Yeah, exactly.
The guy at the door can smell it. Fuck me.
Has everybody roll?
So, yep.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird. It's like we're not meant to be here. This is not what we built our characters for at all.
Strange.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Well, I needed a 10, and I got a 9. So failure for me.
I for some parallels needed a 30 and I got a 29.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
I needed a 20 and got a 12.
Okay.
Lucky number 13.
Oh, so we're
We're all failures.
Guys, we must.
Are you all accepting failure here?
Guys,
If we do, what happens? How far up
We'll
on the
find
danger
out.
gauge are we going?
If you accept failure, danger gauge doesn't go up. It's only by accepting void dice does the danger gauge go up.
Yeah.
Mm.
It just
But
means
you
we
get
are
to
all
roll, right?
removed from
You're-
this scene.
From this scene. And
Yeah.
I will dictate what that means.
I am so
I say we do it.
curious.
Let's
I
say
think
we
we
do
should
it.
do it.
think
Yeah.
about Reed. Think about how narratively interesting.
No,
this
stop it.
is.
Those words don't exist anymore. We can't say that anymore on the podcast. It says so on the door to come in here.
Oh yeah.
I came through a different door, so
And I can't read, so
And above my door, it says,
And-
abandon all hope, ye who have narratively interesting things happen to them.
Sure, why not?
that sign can't stop me because I can't read.
Reed, you're accepting failure?
Yeah.
Don't let them peer
wow,
pressure
that-
you into this if you
Yeah,
don't want to.
do whatever you want. Coward.
Okay, so I feel like Amari wouldn't want to be noticed, right? And would be like you said, that corner kid.
Mhm.
It's just like, I don't want to draw attention to myself because he's still thinking about other things.
Mhm.
So, in that case, I am going to roll a void die.
Danger
I
gauge is
need
up to 7.
8.
does that count for our?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Any of you who choose failure will get however many the danger gauge ends at once we resolve all of this.
I got a 9 and I
nice.
needed an 8.
Okay.
Hey.
So 21.
So Amari keeps his shit together.
If you roll one more, you could maybe crit.
You're telling Reed
Good point.
to roll. No.
Is anyone else using void dice?
Nope.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Shit gets a little crazy at altitude. There is a need here for relief, I think, in the crew of the Tiresian. There is a lot of stress that has been bundled up into our 4 heroes of late. Between the political intrigues of the hegemony and now flying down the throat of the beast here in the Western Reach, all of the narcissistic madness that seems to be tied into the Theophilus family, all of the boiling eldritch terror that rests just behind Florian's shoulder, fear of the past coming back to haunt Amari and what that could do to his future. The only person in this crowd whose worries lie more in the present is Shay. Their largest concern to this point, has been the artificial child that has been dwelling on your ship. That changes suddenly this night. And Amari, you are the only one in a state to do anything about this. Because tonight is the night that Shanam is going to get kidnapped. And Amari, Kelrakasa, you're the only one in a state to do anything when you see the people throw a black hood over their head and drag them out of this club. And exactly how you respond to that, we're going to have to find out next time. Because as always, you can find us online at MatcomRPG on Twitter and Instagram. You can also email us at materialcomponentsrpg@gmail.com. We always love hearing from all of our listeners.
You can find me on Twitter at CryOutOlivia. I am always there talking about D&D and other RPGs and also just a lot of other nerd stuff. So come hang out.
You can find me on Twitter at Elliot C. Lewis. I'm an illustrator and graphic designer, doing a lot of tabletop RPG and other fan art. You can also support me on Patreon and Ko-fi. Links to both of those are in my Twitter profile.
You can find me at The Readamus on Instagram and Twitter, where I post jokes and lots of photos of nature. So come check it out.
And you cannot find me on social media, but what you can do is support our show by rating and reviewing it on whatever platform you're listening to it on. Please, please, please do so.
Indeed, and finally, you can find me personally on Twitter and Instagram at MKGorgoni, where I'm always happy to talk about all things material components. But as always, the world is chaos, so please, be kind to each other. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.